Part of the loan application process, client has a payment goal, right? Where do you want to be monthly? What's your ideal payment? And then what's the max you know you don't want to go over? So there's 3 ways to get a lower monthly payment. Number 1, you buy at a lower sales price, right? We're looking at $500, but based on where you want to be, we probably need to be at $350. Number 2, we finance less. That means we put more money down. You don't have to take out a loan and be obligated to that monthly payment. You can always put more money down. Or number 3, we get a lower interest rate, right? So just to paint a perspective on that chart we showed you, January 1st, 2022, average interest rate is 3.25. Great time to buy. October 1st, 2022, 10 months, average interest rate is over 7%. That's a 400% increase in a 10-month period. Fastest in the history of residential real estate and mortgage lending. Now, what can we do about that? And how do we still digest that and feel confident to go out and serve our community? Number 1, we look at education, right? We look at the last 30 years and we say, man, have rates always been 3.25 and now they're at 7? No, right? We know that this too shall pass. The average 30-year fixed rate, and this is information you guys have access to, has been 7.5. If we look at the last 30 years, that is the average. So what happened was policymakers got really aggressive in response to COVID, and we basically had free money going around, which should have been 2 months, but we did it for 2 years. Now we adjust, we're back to where we are, we're the new normal, and all the benefits of owning real estate are still timeless. Tax benefits, appreciation, convenience, right? We go back to the history, we go back to the education, and we remind them why it's still a good time to buy. Now when it comes to the consumer, what can we do for our clients if rates are up and they're a little uncomfortable? They want to know what options do they have. So here are the options. Number 1, we remind them of their goals. It is never our job to tell anybody that rates are high or talk about the negatives in the market. If they want education, we'll bring them into what we're saying. But if somebody says, hey, I want to be at $2,500 a month, and I know where they need to be interest rate rise, I say, great news, Mr. Johnson. At that sale price, you're at $2,500 a month. The rate's the rate. I'm not going to say, oh, a year ago it would have been 4, and now we're at 7. It's not our job to transfer that. It's to have a positive mindset and help the client accomplish their goal. So we remind them of their goals, we identify their budget, we stay positive, and then we educate them on options, right? What sale price do we need to be at? How are we going to use funds? Where are we at on the monthly budget? You guys do a ton of listings. So many times, there's so many more options on how to apply the proceeds. They got 16 credit cards, they got Capital One, they got Discover, they got a Toyota 4Runner that they're paying 9% on. Their budget's all out of whack. Hey, let's take these proceeds, clean up some of these debts, get some mental clarity, and you're still saving $600 a month with a higher mortgage payment. That option's never going away. So it's just approaching it with a fresh lens and not focusing on the negative. Debt consolidation, future refinance rate, this is the easiest. This is also, markets are cyclical. This has been around forever. We can refi when the market improves. I'm sharing this flyer with you guys. Anybody that buys a house by April 30th will cover all lender fees for the refi, right? So if they buy and they want to close on their purchase, they can refi all the way until December 31st of 2024. No lender fees will take care of them. That's a huge asset that you can share with your clients, right? That's awesome. And then temporary buy downs. So this is something we want to touch on.